Hello there guys, welcome to the channel Talking with J Spirit. On today's video, I'm giving you my top 10 film trilogies. Now I was inspired by Sean Chandler talks about one of my inspirations to even joining YouTube and talking about movies. So obviously I took inspiration, decided to do my own list. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and do stay tuned by subscribing and hitting that bell because we've got other videos just like this one coming up. I'm going to be talking about my favourite directors, favourite actors, actresses, and also favourite film franchises. So stay tuned on the channel, you will not want to miss a thing. So without further ado guys, let's jump straight into it. Coming in at number 10 is an animation film trilogy which I absolutely love and adore, and anybody who actually watches my reviews and had seen the review for the third movie knows I love this trilogy. It is How to Train Your Dragon 1 to 3. I love every single movie, even its weakest movie is such a great movie. I really do enjoy every single one of them that much. I even, when it came out on DVD, the whole trilogy, I went and bought them all, and inside was actually a ticket to go and see Shrek's Adventure, which How to Train Your Dragon Toothless is there as well. So I've got that to look forward to going on later on, which will be quite fun. But in general, the movies in general are just great. They have some cool villains, they have some really cool characters, especially with the relationship between Hiccup and obviously Toothless. This is something that really is obviously grown from the beginning of the franchise to the end, and obviously that goodbye at the end, obviously both of them having their own families and their relationships. It was just such a great send-off, such a great trilogy. What's so great about this film trilogy is the fact that they've took a concept of dragons which is supposed to be fierce and really scary, intimidating creatures, and they've made it into a light-hearted, friendly, really heartwarming series. Coming in at number 9, it is Sam Raimi's SpiderMan trilogy. I absolutely love this trilogy. Even the third movie, which obviously is the worst one out of all of them, and obviously is gunned down for everything, I still get some enjoyment out of it. If you think of the likes of all the villains in that movie, even though they were portrayed quite badly and used badly and written badly and stuff, there was still some sort of enjoyment out of it. Each movie has enjoyment out of it, especially number 1 and 2. Number 2 being considered one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time. Obviously this was the first time Spider-Man was brought onto the big screen. Obviously it was cartoons and stuff in the past, but really in a live action movie, this was the first time, and I think Tobey Maguire done a great job as Spider-Man. I didn't mind him as Peter. I feel like he could have been better as Peter, but I really feel like his origin story was really done well. Obviously we get some really key characters. Obviously Green Goblin played really well. Obviously we get Doc Ock played well. We have MJ, Harry, the whole cast come together to create such a great franchise, and it's from my young teens sort of age I really started watching these and really enjoyed every single one of them. At number 8 guys, we have obviously the Cornetto Trilogy. Obviously Edgar Wright gets his hands on this and really creates a fun, unique type of comedy. When it comes to this cast, he normally reuses the same cast as well. Each one are different types of movies, but add the whole concept of comedy to a whole new level. It really does. When it comes to Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, these two building a relationship over the last couple of years. Simon Pegg even going to the extent of building his film career and going into the likes of Mission Impossible. And obviously Nick Frost going into the new movie Fighting With My Family. I think they've done a great job with this, because even if you look at the likes of Shaun of the Dead, that is one of the best zombie movies around in my opinion. Not because the zombies are great, it's because of the way they use the characters, they build the characters and the relationships, the comedy in that movie. And then you look at Hot Fuzz, which is the sort of weakest one out of the trilogy in my opinion, but I still find so much enjoyment out of it. The whole murder mystery, and obviously they're in a town which so many people are murderers and they're trying to find out. I just love that. It brings a whole new aspect to the comedy. Then the whole World's End film, where they basically go into pubs drinking, trying to get around all the pubs in the area drinking, and obviously some weird alien type stuff starts happening. It's just comedy gold, and I love the fact it's obviously British made as well, which really is important for me because I love obviously the British scene coming from the UK, and I really love the fact that this is done so well that even America and other countries really notice this trilogy as something that's really special. From one comedy franchise to another, at number 7 we have Rush Hour 1 to 3. These are great comedy movies, buddy cop movies between Jackie Chan and obviously Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker's first movie for me, at which I noticed him in, he really got recognised for this movie. I started to watch all of his other movies which he's done, which is great. He's really funny, and obviously I've started to watch his stand-up stuff. He really got recognised for this franchise. Jackie Chan obviously really elevated to a whole new level. Obviously we know he's a martial arts genius, but when it comes to films and stuff, I feel like this franchise really boosted him equally as much as Chris Tucker. I really think their relationship in this franchise, of course, is the key, and obviously we know the stories are quite similar in each of the ones, but there is some shocking reveals in each one, and there is some really fun aspects to it with all that action going along around it. I think the characters have come together in the movie as well, and really are quite special to the movies, and each one you can pick out the best moments and really rewatch them, and it never gets boring. Coming away from the comedy genre, going straight to action-packed stuff, which I really do enjoy. At number 6, we have the John Wick franchise. Now, John Wick was recommended to me by a friend. I've never actually seen it, and I see Keanu Reeves in it. I definitely had to check it out. I love Keanu Reeves even before this franchise even came out. I remember him from The Matrix and many other movies, which I really did enjoy. So I decided to check out John Wick. I fell in love instantly with number 1. I had to watch number 2, which I watched straight after the first movie, and then I actually went to the cinema when John Wick Chapter 3 came out in the UK on my own for the first time ever in a cinema, and fully enjoyed it. The cliffhangers in each one, the action in each one, the storyline is so key, but Keanu Reeves, in my opinion, this is the best character he's ever played in a movie. That is big coming from the fact that he's been in The Matrix as Neo and many other great roles, especially in the new Toy Story as Duke Kaboom. I really enjoyed him in that as well, but this is his best role, and I've never seen him look so cool, so deadly, and the choreography, that is just another thing as well. Really great, and Keanu Reeves putting a lot of effort into this franchise. And number 5 is a franchise which many people never expected to do so well. It was a reboot franchise of the Planet of the Apes. Obviously, Andy Serkis in there doing a great job as the main character, of course. But in the first movie, when it first started, I was a bit worried. Obviously, seeing the trailers, it never appealed to me. I decided to watch it, and I absolutely loved the first movie. I decided to watch the second movie, which elevated to a whole new level, in my opinion. And number 3, really, again, sort of like the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, the ending was perfect for this franchise. If they never ever make another Planet of the Apes movie again, I would be happy with this trilogy. The amount they put into it when it comes to the action, the characters, the storylines, the voiceovers, even the CGI is absolutely perfect. This is one of the best franchises, let alone film trilogies. At number 4, we have the Batman Dark Knight Trilogy. A special trilogy to me because I love every single one of the movies. The third one is the weakest in my opinion, but still, even the weakest one is still so great. It really holds so much greatness in there. We start with Batman Begins, obviously, of course. Ra's al Ghul, played by Liam Neeson, one of my favourite actors, of course. I really enjoy his performance in that. Then you have the likes of Scarecrow, and the bond between Ra's al Ghul and obviously Bruce be turning into Batman and stuff. There was just so much greatness in that franchise, so many great performances, such a great normal storyline, so simple really if you think about it, but so Batman-like, which is so great. And then we go on to The Dark Knight, of course. The Dark Knight is such a special movie, one of the best movies ever, let alone superhero movies ever. Really, it's great. Obviously, you've got that special performance from Heath Ledger as Joker in there. You've got Christian Bale, who's equally as good in my opinion, but because of the Joker role being introduced so perfectly into a movie, everyone went so crazy, elevated Heath's, obviously, popularity, performance, awards, and everything because of the fame behind him, because of that performance. I really do think Christian Bale done a great performance in that movie. Really, it was unlucky for him to not get any of the headlines, really. And then, obviously, we have, Two-Face in that movie, which is great, and the storyline really holds up, in my opinion. And then not only that, we've got the third movie, obviously Bane, we've got obviously Catwoman coming into that one, obviously future Robin. Everything in that movie is just great as well. So really this franchise is such a great franchise, something to sit back and still enjoy. And Christopher Nolan, you really have to applaud that guy. At number 3, guys, is probably many people's number 1 choice in my opinion. It is the original Star Wars trilogy. Now, Star Wars is somewhat special in my life, especially going through my childhood age and teenage. I was really heavily watching Star Wars. Never been a big fan of Star Trek, which many people have told me to just give it a try. I will definitely have to get around to trying to watch some of them, but really Star Wars was somewhat special to me. And this original trilogy holds up even today. Really, they're some of the best pieces of movie work out there today. Really, we start off with A New Hope, going into one of the best movies in Empire Strikes Back. The Return of the Jedi as well. It's such a great trilogy with so many great cast members in there, so many great performances, such a great storyline to continue through the franchise. The whole score of the movies are great. We've just got so much greatness in there. It's such a great classic sci-fi movie, which is still just so great today. Number 2 is one of the best sci-fi time travel type movies, of course, in Back to the Future trilogy. One of the best trilogies ever, and the first ever trilogy I bought on DVD. As a young teen, I went out and spent my pocket money on this trilogy. I love this franchise. The connection between Doc and obviously Marty is great. I really do love it. And then you got all the other characters and relationships building around it, which is so great. But the whole time travel element has never been seen like this before. This is a franchise which should never be remade, never be touched ever again. This is somewhat once in a lifetime stuff. I will show my future kids this franchise because I'm sure they're going to love it, because it even still stands up today as one of the best franchises ever in my opinion. I think Back to the Future 1 is the best one out of the trilogy in my opinion. But even number 2 and number 3 really have some great stuff in there, which really just keeps you going through the franchise and really laughing as well along the way. Coming in at number 1 on my list, of course, was going to be the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is somewhat special to me because this was a trilogy, as a teenager, I used to rinse and repeat every single day and never get bored of it. And that is the reason why it's at my number 1 spot, because Back to the Future would definitely have took that spot if Lord of the Rings was never made. But Lord of the Rings is made. It is a masterpiece of a franchise and a trilogy. Every character I fully love. I used to even repeat some of the lines because I used to watch it that much. I used to pretend to be Aragorn, Gimli and Legolas out in the garden, really, with some sticks and some weird stuff as a child. I was a lonely child, so but yeah, I was addicted to this franchise, and rightfully so, because if you look at everything in the movie, you've got great actors, great characters, great storyline, great direction, great writing. You've got great locations, great costumes. Everything just comes together in these movies just to create such a great franchise. Even the weaker ones, which many people gun down, really hold up so much today and really are some of the best movies ever written and ever produced today. So guys, that has been my top 10 film trilogies. Don't forget to let me know yours in the comment section down below, of course. And if you enjoyed this video, simply smash the thumbs up button and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I upload more videos just like this one. Remember, I've got the top 10 directors coming up, top 10 actors, actresses, and also top 10 franchises coming up on the channel. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss them for sure. But really, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time, guys.